Peace and blessings. I hope you guys are doing well. All praises to the Most High and all praises to our Melech King Yahushua Mashiach. For without him, where we be. Shabbat Shalom, folks. I was just sitting up here, just reading and stuff like that. But I wanted to just talk a little bit about, because I remember I told you guys that the Most High had shown me just, generations upon generations of how, throughout each epoch or each generation, civilizations have adopted the customs and teachings of the old ways and try to superimpose them, overhaul them and make them more wicked than they already were. If you read the book of Jasher, okay, and if you read the book of Jasher, or you understand what I'm talking about. But I lie to you not, okay. Now I want to tell you something. You know how, just if you look at just how America KKK is being ran, you look at that and you see that it's nothing new under the sun, just like how scripture says, because all of the things that you see that was happening in scripture, it just repeats itself. It repeats itself. You always have these pompous, gutter snake filled, excuse me, y'all, kingsmen who feel like they're above the law and they're above the Most High. Okay? And the Most High done already said that if it's any man that I raised up and put in rulership, did I not do it? You understand? I paraphrase, but that's what he said. So he put them in position of power. And it's played out throughout history that these men always get filled with themselves. You understand? They want to pontificate, and they always prove the Most High right, that they're always wicked. Always. And gonna ever present be wicked. So, if you read the book of Jasher, right, specifically Jasher chapter 16 through Jasher 20, right, you'll see like what is going on. But even before that, I would say like maybe Jasher 14, it really starts. Because the truth is that I always say Sodom and Gomorrah were twin cities. But as you know, there was neighboring cities around about Sodom and Gomorrah that still, existed or encompassed Sodom and Gomorrah as a, little region. So it was really 4 cities. So the 2 major cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, of course, and then the 2 that were round about them, right? And what consists of them, if you read the book of Jasher, was four kings or 4 judges, right, who were ruling those cities, Sodom, Gomorrah, and then the other 2, Admah, and then I think the other one was Zimboyim or something like that. So you'll see exactly what's going on in Sodom and Gomorrah specifically. And what people need to understand is that place was so motherfucking wicked. Like, and that's why he said, just like in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall it ever be in the coming some son of man. Like, that's exactly what is happening. Like, it's worse. You understand? Because what was going down, when you read the book of Jasher, I'm telling you in detail, because if you read the King James Version book, it's not really necessarily going to explain in detail, the shit that they was really doing there. But I lied to you not. It was just too much wickedness going on there. Like what you see here today in America KKK, you see, poor people. You see, their governments. They don't give a damn about the poor, right? They don't care about the homeless, right? That's the exact same thing that they was doing in Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? When Sarah, when she sent her relative Eliezer to go to Sodom and Gomorrah to go to Sodom to check up on Lot, he goes and, once he gets there, he sees this poor man in the street and he got stripped down butt ass naked by one of these sodomites who dwell there. And he like, oh, hell no. Like, what the hell is going on with this? So he goes to the man and he tells him like, look, bro, You need to give him back his clothes. Why are you doing this to this man? The man had a dispute with him, picked up a stone, cracked Eliezer on the top of his head. He started bleeding, and then got the nerves to tell him, because this is one of their laws, right? This is one of their laws, their customs, right? Just like how they have these laws today, how these people think that they're above the law. These little citizens on patrols doing what they do. Yeah, just period. People, period, thinking they above the law, abusing it, right? He gonna say, well, you gotta pay me higher because that's the way our customs roll here in Sodom. And Eliezer was like, I will not. He took him to the judge, right? Goes to the judge, they're having a little quarrel up in the court, and the judge tells Eliezer, he's like, well, why didn't you? This man speaks truth. This is one of our customs, one of our laws. This is how we do things here in Sodom. So you must pay this man money. Eliezer picked up a stone, cracked the judge on the top of his head, and was like, guess what? Since you told this man that I got to pay him for her, you pay him for her because you're the one that created the damn laws in the first damn place. He shook the spot, Eliezer. But you see, it's just that type of pathology, wicked pathology, you understand, that America KKK has adopted. It's nothing new under the sun. Ditto. I already said that, but it really isn't. It's nothing new under the sun. Like this, it's just the same stuff. And it's just so fascinating reading it. And then it's like, because you see the stuff playing out today. So it's like nothing new. All they're trying to do is, like I said, they're trying to overhaul all of the wicked things that they were doing back then and trying to do it in a sort of neocentric way just to make it even more wicked. Like I said, they're trying to outdo the wickedness of their ancestors. So they're competing with that. And this is what really this was the benediction for the Most High, right? Okay, and you'll read this. If not, you can go there and read it. But I'll post up some precepts in the description box. But this is what threw the Most High for a loop. He was done after this. This is the benediction. Because here's the thing. Lot's daughter, they burned her in the street. You couldn't even take care of poor homeless people. Like, you can't do that today either. Remember, like, it's a crime to take care of homeless people. It's a crime to give them money. It's a crime to allow them into your house and to let them abode there and, buy them clothes, feed them, this and that. Like, they don't even want you feeding them. They don't want you cooking for them, doing any of that. It's a crime. In some states, for sure. You'll get criminalized for it. So this is the same type of, like I said, pathology. So Lot's daughter, they killed her. They kindled a fire in the street and burned her to ashes because she was helping this poor man. And it's so funny because she was being watched, heavily surveilled. So you see, she was being watched and heavily surveilled, just like what's going on with us, right? They watching her, these three men concealed their identities, right? Men in black. And they're watching her give this man every day food, water, you know what I mean? And his countenance didn't change one bit because he was helping and she was helping him, So then they watching her, making it look like playing games, making it look like as if they helping him, this and that. But really, in actuality, they don't give a damn about him. They watching her. So then they like, okay, cool. We about to expose this hoe. I'm only speaking just to make light of it, okay? But they're like, yeah, we about to expose her. Because this is the type of shit that they do. Like, this is their mentality. They take her to the judge. The judge immediately is like, yeah, you ain't supposed to be doing that. So then he's like, yeah, you about to be punished to death. So her name was Palteeth, I think. Palteeth. One of Lot's daughters, Palteeth. The people of Sodom kindled a fire in the street, burned her to ashes. Now, like I said, this is what really threw it off. The benediction for the Most High was when they did this to another woman in a neighboring city in Sodom. Okay. This was another woman doing this. So it just makes you think how they like to, put a lot of black women in this program and do what they do to the women. Yeah. It makes me think about the Salem witch trials, all that type of stuff. Okay. Just keep that in mind. So this woman, okay, she did the same thing. She was helping out a poor man, buying him clothes, feeding him, all that type of stuff. So what they did to her was, of course, they took her to court, tried her, they put her on trial, and then they said that she should be punished to death because you wasn't supposed to be doing that. So then what they did with her was that they put honey from the top of her crown all the way to the bottom of her feet, right? They put it all over her body. And they allowed for the bees to sting her, okay? Until her whole entire body swelled up. And she became a big old blimp, right? The Most High was pissed. He was livid by this. This was it after that. And we already know it was a lot more things that was going on. Hellish things, right? They kill you. They'll kill you just because they could. And they can get away with it. They would give you money if you were a stranger sojourning there in their town. They would give you money, gold and silver. You can go and read this. I ain't lying. They would give you money, gold and silver, right? Just to play psychological games with you to see what you gonna do with the money. But they would say all the vendors would not sell you any adequate bread, nothing, no water, nothing. So you would have money and just be starving to death. So then when you would die of starvation because nobody would sell anything to you, then they'll take their money back. The ones that gave you the money. You see how they kill you for sport? This is the type of shit that's going on right now. And it's worse. So after they did that to that woman, you understand? The Most High was like, I'm sending Michael and Gabriel. They're about to destroy this motherfucking place. And y'all know the story. But you just see, we're living literally in, I want to say, it's really not, to me, it's the future, but it's really not like today's future's past. Like, we're literally living in today's future's past. Or today's future's past, if that makes any sense. You understand what I'm saying? Because what they've been doing yesterday, they're doing it today. Nothing new under the sun, right? Okay, cool. I didn't make a long video. So that's all I really had to get up here and say. Just to draw that stark parallels. And it's so fascinating when you start reading this stuff because it's just like, whoa. Like, y'all been doing this stuff. Y'all been doing this stuff. I mean, and we already knew that. You know what I mean? Even with Pharaoh. Remember when, even if you read in the book of, and I'm gonna leave you guys alone after this. Even, like I said, in the book of Jasher, you'll see, even with Pharaoh, how they wanted to take, they wanted to over-sexualize and proposition Sarah, the daughters of Eve. They always was doing that. Daughters of Zion, that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? Over-sexualize their bodies. The black woman's body is highly over-sexualized. It's highly hyper-fetishized. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the type of stuff that they've been doing. And the Most High sent the angel there to pretend, first she said it was her brother, but then she lied and said, then she said it was her husband. And every time that Pharaoh tried to touch her, he smote him. He could not touch her for whatever reason. You understand? So it's just, I have to say these things just to hopefully pour, encouragement into you. You understand? Because the strength doesn't come from me. And it doesn't come from my words. It comes from the Most High, right? HaMashiach invited in you. You understand? He said that if we keep our mind fixated on him, he'll keep us in perfect peace. I can do all things through HaMashiach, he who strengthens me. You understand? So I just had to say that. I'm going to put those precepts in the description box. So give me a little time because I'm going to dig for them. But that's all I got to say. Shabbat shalom to my people scattered across the four corners of the earth and to the stranger who has aligned themselves with Israel. Shalom.